We're learning more now about the 5 people who lost their lives in the helicopter crash in the East River.
And tonight we're also starting to put faces and names to that tragedy. People who were just trying to enjoy an adventure high over New York City. They are 29-year-old Carla Vejeos Blanco, a tourist from Argentina, 26-year-old Trevor Cadigan from Dallas, 26-year-old Brian McDaniel, also from Dallas. He was a firefighter. 29-year-old Tristan Hill recently moved here from Reno, Nevada. And the same was true for 34-year-old Daniel Thompson, who moved here from Springfield, Illinois.
CBS 2's Valerie Castro live tonight on the East Side with more on the crash investigation. Valerie.
Well, Maurice and Christine, tonight we spoke to one of the first people to reach the helicopter while it was in the water. He's a crew member on a tugboat that was nearby. He says they happened to be in the right place at the right time, but wish they could have saved more lives. Less than a day after it went down in the East River near 90th Street, the helicopter was pulled out of the water. The pilot managed to free himself and was the only survivor.
We did what we could do to try to help the situation, especially when we found out there was people in it.
James Morrison was part of the crew on a nearby tugboat that reached the crash site first and pulled the pilot to safety. At this point, the chopper had flipped upside down.
We got him inside to warm him up because he was shaking. You know, it might have been hypothermia kicking in because it kicks in quick.
The water temperature was below 40 degrees at the time. After learning 5 people were still on board, Morrison says they worked to secure the chopper to the boat so it wouldn't sink. That's when rescue teams from the NYPD and FDNY arrived and cut the victims out of their harnesses. The flight had started out as a photo shoot opportunity for the passengers on board. This video to social media during the flight, but soon after takeoff, the pilot called for help. Today, a source close to the investigation says the pilot told police he observed a tether from a front passenger's harness wrapped around the fuel shutoff lever, which had accidentally cut off fuel supply to the engine, resulting in engine failure. The NTSB says the cause of the crash is still under investigation.
This type of helicopter, it was legal to have the doors open. We don't know exactly what the situation was, but that's what we're going to look at now that the helicopter has been pulled up.
And though Morrison and his crew saved one life, he says they prayed for a better outcome.
I wish it would have ended differently. My condolences to the families, everybody involved. It was horrible.
The NTSB says the helicopter has now been taken to a secure location where it can be closely inspected. Alongside the East River tonight, Valerie Castro, CBS 2 News.